The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you partially transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous pasteurized processed cheese food Velveeta. Velveeta has a wonderful cheddar cheese flavor that's rich, yet delightfully mild. It's delicious, and it's the finest quality cheese food you can buy because it's made by Kraft, the name that for years has meant only the finest in cheese and cheese foods. Get a package or loaf of Velveeta tomorrow and enjoy the cheese food of top quality, Velveeta, made only by Kraft. Well, the great Gildersleeve and his family had a fine summer. His nephew Leroy went to camp. Marjorie, Bronco, and the twins vacationed at Bideawee Lodge. Birdie visited her folks, and the water commissioner went fishing.
Marjorie, have you seen these pictures of the fish I caught?
At least a dozen times, Unky.
Birdie, have you seen these snapshots? Take a look.
My, ain't that something?
Yeah, of course, the big one got away.
Yes, sir, the big one got away from me, too.
You? I didn't know you were fishing this summer, Birdie.
Yes, and I almost caught one. This fish was over 6 feet tall and weighed 200 pounds.
Oh, now, Birdie.
Oh, Birdie's cute.
Well, here comes Leroy down the walk.
That boy sure has grown.
Have you ever seen anybody so tanned, Unky?
Yeah, I don't know if it's tan or the sun just melted his freckles.
Well, Cap was good for him. He seems to have settled down a lot.
Well, the association with older boys was just what he needed. Little Leroy is mellowing.
Yes, sir. I ain't heard a door slam since he came home.
Oh, my goodness.
Hi, Unc. Saw you through the window. Boy, am I glad you're home.
Leroy, what are you so excited about?
I just came from Piggy's. He's got a car.
Your car?
A real car. His dad's going to teach him to drive.
He is?
What kind of a car is it, Leroy?
It's orange with black polka dots.
Yo.
Can I have a car, Unc Kelly? How about it? Can I, Unc?
Leroy, you've got no business with the car. Ride your bike.
But I gotta have a car. Piggy's got one. You ought to see Piggy's. Piggy's got one.
Leroy, you can't have a car. You're too young.
But, Unc, I can get a permit. That's what Piggy's getting.
No. That's final, my boy. When I think you're old enough to drive, I'll teach you in the family car.
Gosh.
I didn't learn to drive until I was 18, Leroy.
So what? You're a girl. I'm different. I can drive like crazy.
That's what I'm afraid of. Now, let's drop the car. Have you seen this picture of my fish?
Fish mish. I don't want to see him anymore.
Yeah, all right.
Gosh, Unc. How can a good uncle like you turn a little kid down on the only thing he's ever wanted?
No, Leroy, don't try that approach.
Well, Piggy's dad bought him a car. You're not good to me. I got a bad uncle.
Leroy.
Well?
Leroy, that's not true.
Leroy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You got the best uncle you'll ever have.
Yeah? He won't let me have the only thing I ever wanted. Piggy's got a car, and look at me. I got nothing.
Leroy.
You're not good to me.
Leroy, I try to be good to you. Now let's dry up and see if we can't figure this thing out.
How?
Well, let's look at it this way. If you really want a car of your very own, you'll enjoy it more if you save your nickels and pennies and buy it yourself.
Yeah?
And by that time, no doubt you'll be old enough to drive it.
Oh, boy, you mean I can really have a car?
Yep, and you save enough money, my boy.
Keen, I can't wait to tell Piggy.
Leroy,
Yeah?
you do think I'm a good uncle, don't you?
You're swell, Unc. Oh, boy, a car.
That boy sure has settled down.
Well, he'll be settled before he saves enough money to buy a car. Gildersleeve, you're not only a good uncle, you're smart.
send these drapes out to be cleaned?
Yes, and I'll get them down right after lunch.
All right, and I'll clean the windows. Uh-oh. Bertie.
Yes, ma'am?
Look out in the backyard.
Is something wrong?
Leroy's outside with an old car.
Land alive. How do you suppose that boy got that thing in the yard without us hearing it?
He must have pushed it. Anything that dilapidated wouldn't run.
Sounds like he's dilapidating it some more.
He's nailing on a fender.
Well, if he hits it one more lick, that thing's gonna fall apart.
I wonder where he picked that up.
Listen to that horn.
Oh, isn't it awful? I'm going out and make him get rid of it before Auntie comes home.
That Leroy. Where'd he get enough money to buy a car? All he had this morning was $5.
Hello, everybody. I'm home.
Uh-oh.
Birdie!
Mr. Gildersleeve, we didn't expect you home this time of day.
Well, I thought I'd come home for lunch. And incidentally, see if Leroy's forgotten about wanting a car.
Oh, he's forgotten about wanting a car.
Good. Oh, sandwiches. Does one of them have my name on it, Birdie?
Yes, sir. Why don't you sit down and just pitch in?
Yeah, fine. Where are Marjorie and Leroy?
Oh, they're around.
I felt a little sorry for Leroy this morning.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't dream of letting that boy have a car.
No, sir.
I do say so, Birdie. I handled the situation very adroitly.
Yes, sir.
It'll be a cold day in August when Leroy saves enough money to buy a car.
Well, August is gone, but sometimes we have cold days in September. Mr. Gildersleeve, that Leroy's a fine boy.
Yes, he is, Birdie.
There's one thing you got to say for Leroy is never give you no trouble.
That's right.
Up to now.
What's the
No, so that good little boy never has give you no trouble up to now.
Birdie, what's this all about?
Nothing. That poor good little boy never has give you no trouble.
Yeah, I know that,
Mr.
Birdie.
Gildersleeve, you know what that good little boy never has give you?
Yes, Birdie.
That's right. He never has give you no trouble. Up to now.
Yeah. Is that a car in the backyard? Oops. It is a car. Leroy, I want to talk to you. Yeah, I hate to go home this evening and face Leroy. Poor little fellow. After spending his savings for that heap, I hated to have to tell him to get rid of it. Sometimes you have to be a bad uncle to be a good one.
Gildy, wake up.
Oh, hello, Judge.
Beautiful evening for strolling, isn't it?
You hadn't noticed.
Well, Commissioner looks depressed. What's the matter, Gildy? Didn't you get to turn off anybody's water today?
Judge, I'm in no mood for levity.
Oh? Sorry, Gildy. You do look troubled.
Yeah, I am. I had to go back on my word to Leroy.
Why, Gildy?
Well, it couldn't be helped. He wanted a car.
Car? Well, he isn't quite ready for a car.
Yeah, that's hard to explain to a boy. I finally told him he could get one when he saved up enough money. I didn't know he had $5 left over from his vacation.
$5? What kind of a car can you buy these days for $5?
Well, everybody likes Leroy. The fellow at Murphy's used car lot let him have the one that was holding up the fence.
That car? Why, it's been out in the rain and snow for years. But they just keep it around to make the other used cars look good.
Well, Leroy has it now. Yeah, I hated to do it. But I gave him until dark to get it off the property. What do you mean?
If I may say so, Gildy, I think you've acted rashly.
Me? The Judge, a car like that is dangerous.
Why? It'll never run, and when Leroy finds that out, he'll lose interest in it.
Yeah, I refuse to take that chance, Judge.
Gildy, you're being a knucklehead.
Horace!
Instead of thwarting the boy, be a good fellow. Play along. All you have to do is convince him the car won't run, then you'll have no trouble disposing of it.
Well, Shh. There he is now, Judge. Look, between the houses.
He's trying to push it out.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?